law student, me can go for more passing out from Ghana School of Law, and then yesterday 1 year, I just say sent Hong Kong about a year ago. Ubisa, the nam so amasami the heritage. Yakwa now kasan. Now same way, and they trigger this current arrest. Eka say 1 year then kwadia. Eka be just heritage no. Impenifobe you many because 1 year assembly a sign poppy up. A says a 1 year na kasan din because 1 year no or your incoming lawyer. Next year na you're calling it to the back. I say come 1 GD. And I just say all pass it out. But metie come amount for AD. If I ye mame Akosua Serwaa fusu. And come out the akwa die court no. And for some of them I don't know if this guy they pursue law. If not for some of these reasons I would have pursued the law. I had a gossip 24. Mesro, so when you subscribe button, so now I click your bell notification icon. So now can for Gold household and I to say, and you say make can for Gold household because of offer now gossip 24. Yeah, the Emma viewers and I say audience say so we share video now so open home appliance and now say if you want to be out Gold household na ade be abeto be about gossip 24 there or may 200 Ghana cedis e dey fi so am name no because say appliance is not doable. Reliable, efficient. What I say, warranty so ewo ho iti bomodia so be fa na be say that screen so. No WhatsApp and that's what for good household for. Now what to appliance e dey fi on website so live obetimi check out appliances be e dey fi on mo. Sanso na betimi akom showroom no. One of them showrooms so ewo West Hills more numbers no and that screen so. But you go straight to the story. 80 ever since I'm a chair, mo say mami Akosua Serwaa and the yes sister, and I say mami Odo Broni and after ebusia penny and transitions home for ekokojina court. There have been a lot of conversations. Now, to get the context of the matter, yeah mami Akosua Serwaa say only that LUMBA atena, only that LUMBA ba penny, and 31 years old. On that LUMBA ba toso mienu, and 24 years old. And on that LUMBA ba toso miensa, and 20 years old. None that LUMBA warrior. On the 23rd of December in the year 2004, 21 years ago, and under the LUMBA, a warrior. Now, our marriage certificate or bet to media access under the LUMBA a warrior. Name my bush for catch and say, "Oh, mamma, you kuna," and you know, be kuna for any idea. Our dream will be on Tiasi. Why so we say bush for 2 to an amount be a fair year, don't say, who money transitions for coding, commercial, go into live in their cacao, or do will be on Tiasi. I don't know in the film, or more design of the fundamental human rights. What I say the conjugal rights so ebe born ni ade into your sre ebe ya Kumasi High Court enka omo hwe mmani mu no mu ntire mu no hu se ampa on se fata so be kuna se kuna peni ana se kuna ketwa ana se ampa se Odo Broni na wo so ye kuna Kumasi High Court for fan chamber na mom answer na Kumasi High Court for the san se wi da beba no omo fa injunction ento that LUMBA emu ana se de yiri so say na be obia to me decide kopem say on be clear sa facts of the matter eno and a PSFM4 interview honorable Collins Owusu Amankwa or former MP for Mesia North entertainment review show so eba peni kwesi abwaje and the hosting o interview honorable no and honorable Babeka say ye wo German law and ye wo Ghana law nti ye ka Ghana asem na kuna na de ebusuafo na be kire hwan na be kuna ya mamre mu ade no no nse bi wo ho no mo pese be ka because omo ina no pass bi
by 2004 no o say makwan ma LUMBA ntimi wade oba bi anka ho nti ene ye
agoti me pa che wo wutie basi because me transumdue te be ba what dey me che no but I say rate no ne kan ayo dedodo
Dabi o sania ya beti asem pacho bebre me pacho sania beti asem na se
wo dey ya ti ase ye wo mu ne say obi bia ni ho a obetimi yankasa bia ye maame Akosua Serwaa that the LUMBA or through ordinance marriage or no enware what dey me chen eno no obi aba challenges adie
eno no ogina so no odi abobia gui
obi aba challenges adie no so obi aba challenges adie no obi aba challenges adie no na so we ni say aware egu ahodo de
of course minim
good. It is aware egu ahodo na say customary so aware ye to say and also ye aware na
ba untimi ware under marriage ordinance now some ko ware under customary
me ba it depends we are talking about Ghanaian law and not German law.
Yes, but I'm saying that.
No, you see, anyama mienu no mo keka bom e wo ho. E na me ka che wo say, abusia no de, abusia no be say nsem wo ho a bia bibi ntimi fam me ho. Because I'm privy to a lot of things. But eno no fa sumdwe mba. O ti de me kire no. Eno nti na ye ka say, moma ye nyina ye nka ye humbom. Abusia no de obi bia ntimi nsi abusia ne kwan enkyerete abusia no Emma we na we nyu. Eno de it's at the discussion of the family. Eno de your basic knowledge will be anim. E wo man we titu akan. Enhye no enti ho no de mesere se mo ma ye nkoho bebre na emomu no se ekoba se ifoka ya wie na o we bia and the Japa DM Pokran and Kako fans and some aba. And no, dear. It can be different. Name say, Pase, way by Yokuna, way Yokuna, ye be Jinaso, Amma, Sebi. And she say, ya dear Guaquemono, ya best dear. From where I sit, a bassa, said you for no crown, baby will be our baby in I want you. And Nuntina ye can say, Mo my yen. And such a wabra ye ditumpa say again
honorable so who person oka yeah what has a bit who person oka now ebeko analysis so but also chance on a conversation from Good Evening Ghana I am you on Metro TV Eba Penny Poladomochi the hosting and I said that conversation between Eba Penny Poladomochi and an esteemed panel member of his no centers around that LUMBA. The citizenship said that LUMBA German. If anything at all, German and Mano bother the LUMBA hobby.
So you're only a German citizen. Yes. And once you are married under German. So that LUMBA is only German. So you cannot really import another law, so to speak, to govern anything he does. Whatever he does must be understood within the context of German law. He's not a dual citizen, it's not Germany and Ghanaian. You can be UK and Ghana. Yeah. You can be America and Ghana, but Germany is single.
Yes, so there are certain rights and customary practices he may decide to adhere to, just that they must fall in line and adhere to the terms of the German constitution and other civil codes.
So that makes it worse, because then we cannot attribute the customary law to him. Because he's not even Ghanaian.
Yeah, but even beyond that, assuming that Germany accepted dual citizenship and he was both a German and a Ghanaian, that's assuming for sake of argument. So long as he married under the ordinance system, and that was the point that I had made.
Yeah, but I'm thinking this is making it stronger.
Oh yes. Yeah. I mean, in this instance, it's even relatively stronger because once as a German citizen and bound by German law, and didn't take steps to revoke the German or revoke German citizenship, then it would be relatively difficult for a case to be made. I do not, because it's sub judice, I do not want to make pronouncements on it thereof.
Very
but those are the issues.
And very complicated.
Those are the issues that the court
remember to put the statements on our social media page for people to see it. Thank you very much. Good evening for those who sent me the message. I'm happy that you helped our program tonight. Let's get to the text messages and conclude on what Anzibai says. So you agree that this makes it more complicated?
Yeah, relatively. It makes it a bit
more.
But
if both Daddy LUMBA and his wife are Germans, without recourse to another citizenship,
yes,
are they able to appear and seek redress in Ghanaian courts?
Oh, his body is here. The funeral is going to be conducted here, most likely.
Yes, but accessing the legal, you are German, so are they able to file before Ghanaian courts?
Yes.
Can Germans file before Ghanaian courts?
You mean the family, the current case as it is?
No, I mean the lady is German. Yeah, so German only. The subject, LUMBA, German only.
Yes.
The marriage, conducted and celebrated in Germany only.
Yes, but the marriage is to be conducted in Ghana. The funeral is to be conducted in Ghana. And in this instance, we need an injunction to stop the funeral from ongoing.
If there are problems about the funeral...
suits, the right to sue or initiate an action is not tied necessarily per citizenship.
It is
And
where
so,
the matter takes
where the
place.
accrues. So, for instance, you can have
So if
somebody.
a contract is here,
the contract,
an American citizen can sue here
and enforce.
And enforce
The contract, even though he's an American citizen. It happens all the time.
Okay.
You remember even this case, the Ara Libertad case, where there was an Argentinian ship
yes.
that came to Ghana. I think it was during Mahama or Mills.
Yeah, it was Mahama's first. Mills to
Mills,
Mahama.
yes. At that time, even though the parties, it was an American company that wanted to freeze the assets of Argentina because the ship was in Ghana. The action was brought before the Ghanaian High Court and then subsequently appealed to the Supreme Court of Ghana. So the facts are in Ghana in any way. And so to prevent, because what's the alternative? You are going to apply for the injunction in Germany and
But this is a suit that concerns personal law. Really not, it's not a contract. You see, it's not business. It's a suit that relates to personal law. And they should not be able to access anything about personal law in a country that they cannot be subjected to its legal jurisdiction.
So the courts now would have to, the courts has also the power to assess the personal law of the parties, even though the personal law may not be.
So they will interpret what German law says
and can apply. The courts
they can
do
actually
that.
write to the German embassy and say,
and so in that instance, the Evidence Act provides that the general presumption is that all laws of other countries are presumed to be the same as the laws of Ghana. And so in such an instance, it is the party that alleges that bears the burden of proof of showing the difference and proving foreign law. So it would mean going for an affidavit before in Germany, showing what's supposed to be done, taking the acts, getting an expert witness, all those things, and prove before a Ghanaian court. And it's done. At times you'll be there, you would see that your friend in England may have a case. You say, oh, I beg, I have a case. This and this and this is what is going on. And so you, the lawyer in Ghana, would now have to conduct your investigations, gather Ghanaian law, get someone to swear an affidavit to it, exhibit it, send it to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Judicial Secretary would stamp on it. The director at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs would certify that the affidavit is true, and then it will be shipped via DHL to the UK. And in the UK, the lawyer would use the evidence that you have gathered as a lawyer here to prove and substantiate his case before the British courts.
Wow, that's interesting.
So it happens. The fact that the personal law of someone is not Ghanaian does not mean the Ghanaian court is precluded from applying. Exactly.
But this conversation, whether citizenship or whatever, it interests me, and it is the reason in America say, I don't have, to pursue law is expensive. You know that to pursue law, it's very, very expensive. I wish I could, because when I hear some of these things, some of these conversations from Honorable Collins, Amankwa, former MP for Mensia North, when I hear some of these things, I'm like, wow. So let's do the analysis. Now let's analyze this whole thing. With respect to citizenship and the laws, right? Germany was in June 2024 June. And Germany forces san omomrano. Mahokwan say ubetumi aye dual citizen. It's if I saw a German now person Ghanaian. Fine. They answer umiti requirement no problem. Or you Ghanaian no person German. They answer umiti no problem. Ubetumi aye. So you can have dual citizenship. In the year 2024 was in the month of June at Germany 4 years. Now that LUMBA, as many people knew, was a German citizen, or is a German citizen. As to whether said that LUMBA applied for dual citizenship or not, under marriage, it does not change anything. Now, marriage is an institution on its own. And Ghana has said, you recognize our remiensa. Your marriage under ordinance. Your customary marriage. And Islamic marriage. A guide you Muslim for. It's our saying, and a Ghana has say, you recognize it our yemrim. Oko Germany, so recognize it civil marriage. This is a compulsory civil marriage. Now, we know, German civil code, section 1306 to section 1308. But for case your friend is a BGB, section 1306 to section 1308 of BGB. Me to me can German DNA and I said Dutch DNA, right? But a German civil code. You can go and search this anywhere and you can read about this. Under that, German Civil Code and as a BGB no. And recognize it your friend say compulsory civil marriage and here one. Religious and traditional ceremonies, or we recognize it. And recognize it foreign marriages. And our face, common law marriage, and also say or so we know bits in a cha or moon jin to muse our year. Emma won't me fan file. Let's say now the Japan idea into Germany for so dear. I want you to understand all these things. Now, under the institution of marriage in Germany, so worry our honour. Right? Under the compulsory civil marriage, I am Akosua Serwaa, and that the LUMBA on the 23rd of December in the year 2004. So, bisa won say identity name Mame Akosua Serwaa that the LUMBA every year in 2004 because my first son no was 31 years old. 31 years old. Almost second child no was 24 years old. That means say in the year 2001. My third child no was 20 years old. That means say in 2005. It would say in 2004 no any year no and they produce my third child no. 20 years old no. So if that is the case, that means Mame Akosua Serwaa that LUMBA had even been together before some Maba worry in 2004, which is 21 years ago by 23rd of December 2025. Now 21 years ago. And I'm worry. It is also important to note, say, 21 years ago, no more worry under the compulsory civil marriage in Germany, no. It translated to Ghana has a marriage under ordinance. And Ghana so worry our marriage under ordinance won't mean your customary marriage. Ghana has a customary marriage won't mean worry biome under marriage under by ordinance. Won't mean your ordinance marriage. So this is what it means say. So worry obi our ordinance won't mean Samson can say oh worry obi our customary. They be second aware no void invalid. So worry obi our mamremu won't mean can say oh worry second wife our emremu. Second wife no be void. The only time I bet me I worry mienu say what worry obi wa mamremu which is customary. No worry second one and so our mamremu which is customary. And no the Japan no una be determine how I bet no. It's that LUMBA worry here our Germany no falls under the marriage and by ordinance brackets. That's what it falls under. It's here be obeka say and they said that LUMBA worry was Germany and they Germany bra and our mudi be ye adwuma senior Honorable Collins Owusu Amankwa Ekano, and that is void. That assertion is very wrong. Don't let anyone deceive you because there is a precedent. In the year 2007, Assembly Akosua Serwaa High Court. Assembly the final judgment by was in the year 2021 at the Supreme Court. A judge for a tenor assembly so where Justice Bafo Boni are currently on a Chief Justice, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama appointed. Justice Puaman no Kahubi. Justice Mafo Sao no Kahubi. Justice Amegache no Kahubi. And now Mrs. Your former Chief Justice Tokono and so not Assembly Subi. Until there were 5 justices ruling on this matter. This matter Ernestina Boateng versus Serwaa, Boaman, and Magraheb Prempeh Jr. And what was the story? The story they say, Mame Ernestina Boateng, now at Belgium, Antwerp, and Montenso. And now, in the year 1988, Oshia Papa be a friend of Magraheb Prempeh. Oshia Papa Magraheb Prempeh in the year 1988. No? And on the Papa ne train pena share hosa, and on be worry Papa no in the year 1997. Ewo Ghana, omoba Ghana be worry. Apparently no. Now, Madam Ernestina Boateng aware Belgium honomo for Enkrata. Waware for Enkrata. And no so ne Papa Magraheb Prempeh ebe ware ye Ghana. Amamrede no, ombe ya amamrede no, omanya ordinance no, ombe ya amamrede no, Ghana in 1997. Now between 1988 to 1997, ombe ware ye Ghana no. na de so my madwin so mu ye Japan nti mu si dan e wa dabraka na na mu si hotel or Tantra Hills and in the year 2000 and akasakasa ba omuntemi no Madam Ernestina Boatin ti o Madam Ernestina Boatin e di asem no e call court say opeso ogu aware no na aware ne say so mo ware wo Ghana ha nti obegu aware no wo Ghana ha ti enkomo na me no wudi ni ye. This is by law ruling by in the year 2021 which we are search Boatin versus Serwaa and two others search obehu assembly court no and a judge for no more high court no trust di hwasem no mo so okay and na mo divorce and Madam Ernestina say relationship no atete apansam egu and said am fan ship papi bia nti so oja ware no mo bisa Mr. Makedu Pempe say na de na oba no ware in 1997 na 3 years mu ani aware na basasa no say ono o ware oba ni we no and o find it out say sa oba na ware wo Belgium ho e ho na oba ni page and say o court say aware na ware wo Belgium no eye fon krata no mo say nti si awo oji atomu say wo sheda ware obi wo Belgium fon krata e na wonim na wasa so ababe ware enipa no e wo Ghana ha say wa mamre kwan so and yes sa ware na oba ware wa mamre kwan so no eye void. It is aware bi ani wo kra wo jai in the first place sa ware na obabe ware wo Ghana ha say a wo si wo jai no aware bi ani ho nti we die sa side of the conversation Mark Edu Pempe edibi aware bi ani ho and then Sinabuati can say okay sa ware na avoid dia ono one be ma no ye japade omo si dan e Tantra Hills a omo de baba hotels and o te dan ba akumu e wa adabraka na judge for the can say okay e dan ne de ye be chemu amamo what is it obefa 40% na ebusua no afa 60%. However, no, aware ne de esan say na ware bi de da e wo Belgium ntino esan say na ware bi de da wo Belgium ntino de obe ware wo Ghana ha say no e now and void and I say e void see where Supreme Court a judge for no ruling no de baye the current Chief Justice was is siano any a former Chief Justice no mo te panel ni so a judge for the panel ni so bi assembly ko appeal because Edu baby papa no in the person of Mr. Mark Edu Pempe no ebe twana na no mo said through akwenhia nam so busuafo ne ka say nipa na Madam Ernestina na ba court no watwana no mo said do enti nipa ni obi ma Madam Ernestina can say ejapade no obi ababa inherit enti ejapade no de saware no mo say voida ejapade no de ni huwom mpa Supreme Court for tena assembly so edia ma ejapade no ma me no 40% ene ebusuafo no 60% ejapade me no but the justices almost Supreme Court can almost say in circumstances having concluded that the plaintiff's marriage to the deceased was void, she loses any standing to seek for relief against anyone who claims to have been married to the deceased. What has he? Almost say, Madam Ernestina Boatin, and papa a friend Mark Edu Pempe, a worry or Ghana dear. Now, so essence na Madam Ernestina Boatin, a worry, a Belgium in Tino, or one can say Belgium and Branco and a Ghana Branco. Automatically, now, wherever worry or Ghana has say no, the Supreme Court ruled that marriage as void. It's no more culture, Madam Ernestina say, be anyone will bet to me, I edietia obia. Papa Mark Edu Pempe decided yes obe worry no after ono Madam Ernestina no because already no Madam Ernestina na worry e Belgium did that whether for Krata or for Dayo e worry na worry wo Belgium ongu aware no into only any grounds so obegina so akase papa na faniti akwa worry obi fufro because papa na worry on ne be worry wo Ghana ha say no e void since Madam Ernestina no aware did that e Belgium aware no ongu no omo fa ho. And in the case of Daddy Lumba no Daddy Lumba ene ye mame Akosua Serwaa aware e Germany in the year 2004 aware no a civil compulsory civil marriage. Now me who say people so argue on social media say long distance and a we jano wache any idea. See, separation is not equivalent to divorce. Before say ube divorce no, I was say party be in a court. Now okoma grounds for divorce. One of the grounds for divorce no is separation. However, separation itself is not equivalent to divorce. Intimate to me no worry. Make me no worry. Na me jawo hono mo akwa 30 years. Asayaba. Emremu no still ano me yewukunu. But se me call for 30 years now, the onus lies on you. And your responsibility say, what the court say, Papa, my worry Clement, August 24. Now Clement is jamming ho for 30 years, maintaining ka inti guawayeno, or more friend Clement say, Clement Banabe defend no who they be. Se ma call for 2 years, and again I'm Rama who say, Master Clement, I don't know what call for 2 years. One worry no way jaw you hold for 2 years. We hear the show a divorce, Brane guawayeno. But some call for more than 5 years. Court and frame and can say Clement, we reach over Guawari, a honor court or ground say, or Guawari automatically because 5 years there. And saying, 80 divorce action no, solely lies on Yemami Akosua Serwaa, any that the LUMBA. Some may determine some will divorced and now some will divorced. In this case, no. There is no proof whatsoever anywhere. I just said that LUMBA a divorce Akosua Serwaa, and as Akosua Serwaa a divorce that LUMBA. So the marriage is still valid. Separation is not equivalent to divorce. Separation can be used as grounds for divorce. But divorce is an action taken by either one of the parties. And to say 2 parties na 1 year or Germany no obia filing for divorce na omo divorce omo ho no senke 30 years kwa na Mami Akosua Serwaa ehu that the LUMBA and Castella no omo ya warefo. So far as omo bia am filing for divorce. So it doesn't matter whether the LUMBA worry ye Mami Odo Broni. Ana say or shen kawaten. Ana or ye any day. Ana so the need we are seeing now said my wife. It doesn't matter. In the law, whatever comes or whatever happens after Mami Akosua Serwaa, a void in the law. I heard Gossips 24. This is what the issue is. It is a bit in social media, soon as on think common say or card your pebiania. This whole matter, see, me, I don't have any interest in whoever or whatever. This whole matter is about respect, giving honor to whom honor is due, and following procedure. Right? Because I'm afraid be now ignore law anything a Ghana high normal anyhow and answer ye be anyhow. And maybe Ebusia Penny did not mean bad and answer wrong in any way. What I say? Ebi Ebusia Penny per se or my public ni who say oh or done in kabum or honeymoon or kase mabie ni na be kunani ade. But that also has its own legal implications when it comes to benefits and titles and rights and ownerships. It's a bigger picture than what you see. But for the basic, at the basic level, ask yourself, say Mami Odo Broni ne ba penye di sen. Ene Mami Akosua Serwaa ba penye di sen. Ye Mami Akosua Serwaa ne be etwa to kra di sen. Ene Mami Odo Broni ne be etwa to we di sen. Afiansa omo cha akwala no se no kwotwe obi si o se wasi. You get it? So clearly, Obaye after Mami Akosua Serwaa. So it doesn't matter. So worry no, ewo mremu, or worry no, ewo religion mo, or worry no demo. The first marriage is what matters. What is the first marriage? Is the first marriage customary? No, it is ordinance. So you can't marry again. If the first marriage is customary, now we second marriage, you know. That's the first one. It's here. Obey second one is so customary. That's the first one here customary. Now we second one ordinance. Second one a void. I gossips 24. I hope you get understanding. I don't have any side. I am not interested in anything. This is the truth. Magraheb.